So they had to do a surgery, a subdural surgery on me, where they had laid a bunch of wires on my brain to figure out where it was coming from. After they figured out where they were coming from is when I had my second surgery to remove the tumor and the bruising.
So I understand that the surgery went well. How long did it take you to recover after the surgery to get back into your everyday life?
Well, it didn't take long. In fact, it was kind of a joke among the doctors while I was in the hospital because they had never seen anyone recover that fast from brain surgery. I was in there for 2 months, and within that time after my main surgery, I was out in 7 days after getting my energy back by walking through the halls, and that was extremely fast. So I had come home after my surgery, and I was on a high for a good month, and that's when everything started going wrong because of the surgery and where they operated. It was right by my emotions, and it caused a severe depression in my life due to the part of the brain they removed. And so I went back to grade 12. I was still in grade 12 at this time. And I went back, and I didn't graduate by 1 credit. And this was very, very hard on me because I had tried so hard to graduate, and I had already been held back a grade in my life. So I was very devastated, and I ended up having a phobia of school after this.
So did you have intentions on finishing, or did you just find it too difficult?
After finding out that I wasn't going to graduate, I think the devastation took over in the sense that I couldn't imagine going back. How could I go through another year of trying so hard, studying so hard, and getting F's over and over again? I just couldn't put myself emotionally through that. And I just decided, no, I'm not going to go through that again. So I decided to look for work.
What sort of difficulties did you have finding employment?
After my surgery, a paper had come up to me and asked if they could do an article on me because of what I had gone through with the surgery and the epilepsy. And I agreed because I thought it was a great opportunity to help out other families in the area who might be going through the same thing, or their child or someone in their family might have an opportunity to have the surgery as well, and to let them know, it'll work out. But the article had a statistic talking about the amount of seizures I used to have, and it wasn't that anymore. Because of the surgery, my seizures have been decreased. So when I went to look for work, I found I was very naive because I was going around every single day. I looked for work harder than anybody I know, and I received a few interviews, but then odd things started happening where they would tell me I had the job, and then something would occur where I call and some excuse would come up where they had some reason why I couldn't be their employee. And I didn't catch on at first until my parents realized there was something going on. So they investigated and found out that because of the article in the paper, I was being discriminated against, because people would rather hire someone who doesn't have seizures than someone who might have seizures in their businesses. So this was very discouraging as well, because I didn't want to go back to school, and I couldn't understand why people would do this to me, and I didn't want to believe it. And so I kept going out, and I kept looking for work, and I was fighting the effects of the surgery as well. And I kept having the same thing happen over and over again, even to the point where I was so desperate for work that I wanted anything that I put my name in to the odd job squad at the Student Employment Center. And I was even discriminated in that when one time there was a house cleaning job, and it called for 2 students, and they called me, and I felt so sorry for the girl because she had to call back and tell me that I couldn't have the job. And later on I found out it was because the woman found out who I was and didn't want me in her house.